Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Reaper's Reviews. I haven't done a review for a while due to the fact that I haven't seen any movies at the beginning of this year. Excuse me. I haven't done any movie reviews at all because no movies that came out earlier this year that I wanted to go see. Well, there's a couple, but I didn't go see them in time. I haven't seen any of them. So, but it's gonna change. Chappie is gonna be the first movie that I've seen this year in the theaters. And I've got a couple more movies coming out in a couple weeks. I think this movie coming out this Friday is Cinderella, so I'm going to go see that one. But let's get into it. Chappie. This movie was definitely an amazing movie. Visually, beautiful. Story, amazing. Good acting. I'm telling you. Let's start off with the visuals. Visually, Neil Blomkamp has done an amazing job. You got District 9. Visually amazing. You have Elysium, another visually amazing. Now you go to this one, Chappie. Yeah, visually amazing. Now Chappie's body kind of almost reminiscent of the robots that were in Elysium, but but it was still a pretty amazing job. The CGI was phenomenal for the robots and some of the stuff. There's some scenes where you could tell that the CGI wasn't. Oh my god. There are some scenes where some of the CGI didn't mesh well with the real world that you could kind of tell right away. There's throat. So basically, when they were walking, sometimes you could see that the ground and the CGI, his foot, they would touch, but it just looked kind of weird. You could tell that the matte coloring wasn't right, and the plate basically wasn't matched properly, and that part kind of bothered me a bit. There was only some scenes that you saw it. And then you had the big robotic robot. The Moose is what it's called. It kind of looks like Ed 209. And when it flies in a bit, you kind of tell it's CGI. Even though you can tell it's CGI, it's just like, it's a little bit more where it's like, maybe if they spent a little bit more money on the CGI, it'd probably be better. But all in all, the CGI was pretty phenomenal. Let's get to the story. The story had heart to it. You have a character who's brought to life with AI, and he has to learn everything. So basically, he's like a child growing up and dealing with things, and then have to just learn things. But the cool thing was that they said that he grows, he's like a child, but he learns a lot faster than them. So basically, within a week, because he only has a week lifespan, due to the fact that his battery is not working well, they can't charge it because it's fused to his chassis. So once the battery's dead, it's done. He's screwed. And so he goes from a child to a teenager to like early 20s within that lifespan. And it's pretty amazing the way the steps that they go through and his mannerisms go. And then you have Charlton Copley, who plays the voice, who did an amazing job. And it was definitely pretty cool. And the way they had his eyes, there were squared eyes, but when he got mad, they would change different shapes and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool to show the kind of emotional kind of changes in the robot. Since you can't do anything with facial features, the eyes were the only thing that would indicate, his kind of his mood change, or the way he would talk. Those were the only ways you could tell his mood change, his body language a little bit. So it was kind of something different, and it was kind of cool. And then you had the two of the actors who were rappers. Actually did a pretty decent job. It wasn't that bad. Wasn't great, but it was definitely a pretty good job. It was definitely passable for the role, and it was pretty cool. So, basic plot of the story is that Dev Patel plays a character who created these robots, and they're a big success. And then you have Hugh Jackman, who's a guy who created a robot who was way expensive, too big, and just straight up, basically like in 209, just something that the police couldn't use because it's like can't have that on the street. So they're like, no, if you can make it smaller, make it less. The scouts are working better, and that's what they're called. The robots are called scouts. And with that going on, Dev is like pushing forward to try to learn how to create AI, and also he finally does it. He finally makes it after 800 something attempts. That he finally gets the coding right to create AI. He goes in the office, asks if he could, try it on a robot, and they told basically he's told no, he cannot do it at all. But he doesn't listen, and he does it anyways. And Hugh Jackman is very pissed off at the fact that his robot's not doing, not getting the recognition he's wanting. He's funny, he's getting cut, and he's trying to find a way to get this, robot out there so he could get, the money for it and whatever. And he follows him around after a while. He follows him and basically finds out that he created a robot with AI and was not happy about it and was kind of like, what? He keeps it a secret for a while. And, basically he just starts plotting and just going after him. All I gotta say, the movie basically was a pretty amazing movie. I'm not gonna give away too much because that was a lot that I gave away right there. But all in all, the robot's growth from what he didn't know to learning what life and death is about and learning to care as well, for human beings as well as everything else. It was a pretty amazing story. I mean, journey for that robot and for the characters themselves to finally, basically it was pretty cool. So not only that, there was also another bad guy in the movie. Hugh Jackman wasn't the only villain. The other villain was the gangsters villain, who was after them for money, and they had to pay it back. And that's the reason Chappie was with them, is because they kidnapped the developer to give him to help them get some robots on their side. Well, actually, to deactivate them. Then they saw that he had a robot in the back, and he asked what that was for. And he basically told them that he could make it, think. So they do it, and that's why Chappie ends up with them. But all in all, this movie was definitely an amazing movie. If you like Elysium, if you like District 9, check this movie out. I mean, I recommend it. You will love this movie. That is if you love the new Blomkamp's movies. If you didn't enjoy any of his movies, if you're kind of like iffy about his movies, don't go see it because you might be disappointed. It's definitely a story-driven movie. It's not a lot of action, just a good amount of action, but not a whole lot of action. So yeah, and this guy's gonna be directing the new Aliens movie. So, I mean, I can't wait. I'm looking up new information for that as well. But until then, guys, I'm Grim Reaper. I'll be seeing you guys around for more talks and stuff like that. Hit that like, hit that dislike button, leave a comment below, subscribe if you have not subscribed. I'll have more footage and more stuff coming to you guys, in the future. Alright guys, bye.